Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's Christmas Eve at our house, and we're just settling in for a very quiet, low-key holiday. I hope whatever you're doing this weekend is exactly what you needed, and I just wanted to take a little bit of time and check in with you before we wrap up the new year. I'm not going to do the full program that I usually do with Flosstube, so even though mine are generally quite short, this will be even shorter, but we're keeping the highlights. So first off, we have stitching in action, because that's one of my very favorite parts. And the first one to present is Baking Squirrel, stitched by Anne. I love this ornament finish that she's done for a friend, and I particularly love the trim, and I asked her, what did you use? She did a cording finish but twisted two colors of thread together to make that cord. So great tip, Anne, and thank you for sharing that. The next one then is the last of our Christmas hippos for 2022. This is stitched by Karina, and she made a number of wonderful changes, putting the snow underneath and the lettering on top, and then just to put the icing on the cake, as it were, putting the snow on top of the letters and stitching little snowflakes also, or little, I guess just plain cross stitches, but they look like snowflakes. She stitched this on Zweigart dark cobblestone linen, which is wonderful because it shows off the white really well, and it also means that you won't see white threads passing behind, so you wouldn't have to pin stitch and anchor every single one of those little snowflakes stitches if you didn't want to. So thank you again, Karina, for sharing. Skipping right on to my next favorite part, the world around. And several years ago, I read an article in our local paper about something called the subnivean zone, which I'd never heard of, and certainly not by that name. Basically, subnivean means under the snow, and it forms when snow falls and natural obstacles, plants, rocks, whatever, create little pockets of air where the snow doesn't fall through, and then the snow builds up on top. And particularly here, we're at high elevation, very intense sunlight, and sunlight can penetrate through several feet of snow. So the radiation comes through, warms the ground, and even more than initially in the little pocket, snow here, it doesn't always melt, it transpires. So it basically evaporates straight from its solid state into a gas, rises up that water vapor to the top of the little pocket, and then impacts the colder snow and refreezes, creating a nice layer of ice that really solidifies the top of the roof, as it were. And so even as more snow falls above, this structure remains stable. So lots of animals live in the subnivean zones, apparently. Mice, voles, even some birds. Some animals like ermine can hunt through these zones, but a lot of them hunt from above. And so you have this amazing complex, as it were, of sleeping chambers and tunnels and food storage chambers and all of these different things for different animals. You can find them by, often if you'll see little footprints apparently leading to just a random hole, especially if it's near a tree or rocks or somewhere where the subnivean zones might have formed naturally. And then these animals can live underneath in an insulated situation and be just going about their business as they normally would, popping up sometimes to collect food or go about whatever they need to do, explore, and then back under the snow. Obviously, they're animals that have learned to hunt into these subnivean zones, and so I'm sure you've seen pictures of owls or foxes doing the rise up and pounce to break through the snow, and they're trying to get at the animals that are living underneath. I'd always known that animals lived under the snow, but never really thought about it as, no, they actually have created structures and passageways and storage underneath the snow. So next time you look out over a beautiful field of unbroken snow, you can just imagine what might be happening underneath. Speaking of snow, I know a lot of you are experiencing very, very severe winter weather, so warm thoughts for all of you. It's surprisingly mild here at the moment, which is strange given that it's winter in the mountains and all the cold air seems to be somewhere else. So definitely everyone try and stay safe, do your best, and I hope it's not too hard. I wish you continued power and heat and everything you need to get through it. Again, skipping ahead, last video, the giveaway was this great little stoneware kitten packet. Sorry, can't seem to get that. All right, I should have taken it out, but it's a cute little blue stoneware kitten. There we go. Little kit. And using the word blue in the comment, the winner is Susan Barnes. Susan, go ahead and drop me a message with your address and I'll get that in the mail for you. I'm not going to do a giveaway this time just because it's such a short program, but I will, starting with the next video, be going through some of the unclaimed items as well, so we'll have extra giveaways and some particularly fun ones coming up in the new year. That's it for me. There's a little bit of an extra long puppy video coming just to round things off nicely. I have so loved spending this year with you, and I very much look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks in 2023. It might even be in my office. My desk is currently scheduled to be delivered on Monday, so hopefully the next time we see each other, you'll get a tour of the new workspace as well. Until then, I hope the end of your year is everything that you need, and I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Thank you so much. Bye.